Hello my friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Julia Masalska and this is Made. Let me know in the chat where you guys are tuning in from. So cool to have you all here. Alright my friends, so today we're doing portfolio reviews. It's Friday, it's that day of the week where I'm usually doing portfolio reviews with you guys. Today we have 5 amazing portfolios that we're going to take a look at. Samuel is here and Anmol is here. Hi guys. Awesome. Hopefully there will be a couple more people joining us soon. Alright, so let's jump right into it, and today we're going to kind of like discuss and talk what what are the aspects of a successful portfolio. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and the first one we have up here, it's agency Brainbox. We don't have a person right here. Maybe if we click on contact, let's see. But as you can see, this is already a very professional looking site, and it's not made as a personal portfolio. It's more of agency site. So let's take a look at that. First of all, I think this cover page, this landing page is very, very amazing. I think it already shows a bunch of creativity. You see all these 3D objects in motion. It just shows how much capacity this agency has in terms of, creating in different software, combining different software, and, creating experiences. So I think the landing page is really something that you should really concentrate on when creating a page like that. So let's take a look at the work. So we have here 2 links: our portfolio and work with us. Let's scroll down. So here we already find some projects that are kind of showing up. I'm guessing those projects are the ones that the studio is most proud about. Let's click browse all. Let's see what's going to happen here. I see it already looks very, very professional, and honestly I think this is already for me a really impressive portfolio. Let's dive deeper into the projects and let's take a look at what this agency does. So we have here a Clear Factory, looked very interesting to me, and I love the way also they show what type of project it is. So as you can see, once you kind of hover over the project, you will see that it's a branding and a website. And here it will be branding and packaging. Here it will be branding, packaging, and website. So that's already really cool, because that way you can already kind of introduce the person viewing your page to what's to come, and maybe they're looking only for packaging, so they would only click on the projects where it says packaging. Hi Rahul, and Hedvi's here. Hi, good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. So we are today reviewing 5 portfolios, and we're starting with this one by Brainbox Agency, and it's already a really, really great portfolio. So let's start from the top. I think this introduction into the project is already really amazing visually. It's very, very appealing, and it looks totally interesting, and you already have this logo kind of popping up. It's a really great logo, I would say. This little swervy line reminds me actually already of chocolate. And also the background pattern kind of transitions from the logo to the packaging, and this is really well done, and the shadows are everything works pretty well. I love the colors here. I feel like they work with the colors that are actually used in the product itself. So if you look at this filling here, it kind of has this similar color as this pink, and chocolate for sure is being used in this brand. As you can see here. So I think those colors are totally perfect for this branding, and we have this contrasty light blue in the background to kind of make the products pop out, which is really, really cool. Now let's take a look what else they have here on Mockups. I would love to see a little bit more on the logo, the colors, the typefaces, kind of like a brand guideline. Here it's being already kind of jumped into the Mockups, so which is not bad. I still don't know what's to come, so I'm just going to take it in as it comes. I really like the way the colors have been used here combined with the illustrations, and illustrations are usually in white line art. So it's really great project. I would say it looks very cohesive. The mockups are amazing, and the background is really cool. I'm just wondering here, the bag might be a little bit out of context because you're showing a person in perspective, and you know, the bag might look a little bit too big in comparison to that. Maybe I would even kind of try to divide it. But on the other hand, I really love the way the person looks this way, and it creates this layout. So this flow that the eye follows, right? So you follow from her looking here, and then you look at the cap, and the cap kind of shows to the bag, and the bag kind of shows this way. And this is where you already have a new element. So this is exactly what a layout should do. A layout should kind of give you this flow to follow. So this is really cool. Here it seems to be a little bit repetitive, the pattern. I would maybe make it a little bit more random, maybe like a custom drawing. It's really not that difficult. I really love this mock-up here. The you know, the repetition of what's at the top. Really love this. Looks so delicious, honestly. I'm just getting hungry. And we have Sadiq here, and Elizabeth, and Haskell, and yeah, thanks for joining, guys. Love your hair, thank you so much. I'm just trying to keep this texture a little bit so it doesn't look too boring, otherwise my hair would just like hang down. All right, hope you guys are all hanging out and having a nice coffee. Rahul is saying, hello, coffee girl. Yeah, I have a coffee right here with me. I cannot live without coffee, so this is always a perfect, you know, side drink. Okay, and we have this slide bar at the bottom that shows, you know, I feel like this will be the main menu, so you will go back and here the previous project and next project. And I love the way these little pop-up windows pop up and show you what the next project is all about. So I'm just going to go here on the next project. It's very well guided, so I don't have a lot of options what to do. I can go either to previous project or to next project. Okay, this one, a very interesting logo. I would like to understand what this is all about. Also, in the previous project, I was kind of missing the description a little bit. So who is this brand? I mean, you can see what their products are, but what exactly does this brand want to achieve? What's the target audience? And, you know, just a little bit more into depth research results. That would be really great. And also, there are some mock-ups, but I would love to see, you know, the illustrations by themselves and what type of brand elements there are. That would be really nice, kind of like as I was saying, kind of like a brand guideline. All right, here we do have some information, which is great. I think once you have an agency, you should kind of make yourself a layout, you know, like a prototype that you use over and over again, and so you have the same system of showing projects. So that would be really helpful, I think, for you. If we take a look at one of the portfolios I've been showing before, Behance.net, let me see. So Anagrama is one of my favorite studios, and they have this system I'm going to show you right now. Anagrama is a really amazing studio. I think they are based in Mexico, Mexico City, and so they have this system of describing a project, which I think really works super well. So each of the project, doesn't matter which one you open, has these 3 points here: the client, the objective, the solution. I think this is the least you can do to kind of describe who the client is, what's the objective, who to target, and so on, and how you as an agency solve this problem and, you know, targeted the right audience by making the right decisions. Second thing, what they have here is the same information but translated into their language. So I'm wondering, Brainbox, where are you located, and are you only working for the US market? Because if not, it will be great to have it in your local language as well. All right, logo design has a unique history behind it. I would maybe turn up the color a little bit so it's better legible. I like that it's kind of subtle and it stays in the background, but I would make it just a tiny slight bit brighter, so it's easier for people to read. You never know who is looking at your agency site, right? It might be an older person who doesn't have very well vision anymore. So Felipe is here, hi, and Nina is here. And don't spill, yeah, hopefully not. For all of you who are new to following me or to this page, I have had a really bad spill like a week ago, so I spilled a huge cup of coffee all over my table, and my keyboard is still kind of sticky inside, so when I'm pressing keys, sometimes they get stuck and it's really annoying. But if you have any tips on how to clean a keyboard from inside without breaking it, let me know. Okay, so we have these amazing mockups. I think these mockups work really well with this brand, and they're nice, and you know, they're high quality. You can see that they're actual photo shots, they're not 3D models, which I think is, you know, the greatest way to go. This is really awesome. And here as well, this is really good. Again, here I would like to know more about how you solved a specific problem. So this is what everybody will tell you, I think, in the design field, is that you will have to do some research to design something for a brand, right? So let's say you want to figure out why this brand is not attracting the right clients. So now you are trying to reimagine how to attract the right clients. So maybe the logo would not have these colors but certain other colors, and you as an agency, you solve this brand problem. Or even if you're not rebranding, why exactly did you put a feather in here? Because as I can see, this has to do with wine. So why exactly is there a feather in the logo? What's the background to this? And not only does it describe the branding well and makes it understandable, but also it makes it understandable. But also the history behind it, the story behind the feather makes the brand more valuable. So let's say if I write a really amazing story behind this, let's say, oh, one day the owner of this business went hunting with his brother, and they found this feather, and he kept this feather forever and kept it as a, I don't know, as an element that has been like a lucky charm for him. And you know what, so just like having this story in the back of your mind while looking at all of this will make it so much more valuable. So this is just a little tip here. So if there is any story, it will be great, and just to know what's the background of the feather will be just really good. Okay, and then we have cherry here, cherry blossom. Okay, interesting. And again, I would love to know why exactly is there cherry. Just maybe like a little, I don't know, like 3 sentences about the different types of wine that this company has, and so on. That would be really great. Okay, next project is King Kali House Dumplings. I think this logo looks really amazing. I love the way you kind of applied this effect of it looking even like a kind of like a cutout out of paper. I think the logo works really well. It's well legible. I will maybe make dumplings a little bit smaller, but I think this works really well. And I love this image of how you kind of like sketching the logo. It's really nice. It looks very professional. See, this is exactly what I was missing in the earlier projects that we've been looking at. So I would love, you know, to understand what exactly was the thought process in the design. Cool. Yeah, Felipe is saying coffee abstinence. Nope. I'm not abstinent on coffee anytime. So, and don't expect it from me because I cannot live without coffee. Okay, one other thing that I have noticed here is that the brand elements are really light, and the plus and the... Okay, we're going really into depth here. Okay, so your site is really amazing. So I'm just trying to give you some small little advice that you might adapt or you might not. I think the site will work regardless, but just to improve it for the future, I think this plus and the equal sign are a little too too dark, so they pop up more than these objects. So, and you are a professional in visualizing things, right? You are an agency that specializes in visualizing things. So those things need to be on point at all times. Even if you have this description going on, and even if it's not, you know, part of the project, but everything just needs to be, you know, the God is in the details. Okay, so this photo is really cool. It does look like a mock-up here. I'm missing a little shadow underneath here, underneath this metal holder thing. But otherwise, the menu looks good. Blinchik, yeah, I love blinchiki. It's a Russian dish, so it's basically like a pancake. It's very, very thin, kind of like a crepe in French, crepe. Hi Echo, good to see you. If you could remove this space between the bottom of the door and the dumpling bottom would release some viewing tension, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah, I guess. But I mean, it doesn't matter. The logo is already designed, so the logo is already there, and everything is made with this logo. So what we can improve now on is really like showing the project. Okay, cool. I think these mockups are cool, but they're a little, I feel like I have seen them before, but they're nice and they do work together. That's really nice. And the side here, I feel like the top is a little bulky, but I mean, you can make this little space here a little smaller, a little slimmer, but it does look really great, and I think it's a great landing page. Really nice, that works well. Find us on. This is a good landing page. I'm just wondering how would the other pages look like. Maybe there is some more. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is. Okay. All right, this is great. And you know what? Dumplings always remind me of Italians for some reason, because Italians always say and it looks like, you know, like if you're doing like this with your fingers. It's funny. Here we have a little, I would say the layout here is not perfect. I would place these objects way further down, center them, and also leave a little bit more space to the logo. So I would place them right here and right here. And Find Us On also I would place a little bit further down, so there is the same amount of space at the bottom and at the top. Okay, or you could put this Find Us On over here on the side. That will work as well. All right, this does look good. This does look good. Nice. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think you get what I'm talking about. Just the little details in your projects. Otherwise, I think your portfolio or your company's portfolio looks really great. Let's take a look at the blog real quick while we're at it. The blog, Bossman Packaging Design ideas of Inhalants packages. Inhalants packages. I don't even know what that is. The cost of web design, the different. I think this could be really beneficial for clients to kind of get some extra information, and also these could be articles people share, so that will bring some traffic to your site, which is good. I love it. It's really nice. I love the design of the top bar. It works pretty well, and there is not too much information. It's very well organized. Let's take a look at the contact page. I would love to know more about you guys. Who are you guys? How many of you are here? We are a team of pioneers. We dove into the emerging digital design landscape '92 when it was still new to many. Some of our design veterans have been creating digital experiences since 1990. Our agency is in Los Angeles. We invite you to visit for an initial consultation or for some good old face-to-face talk. We like new friends. We've transitioned from audio doing everything to an agency doing. We've transitioned from a studio. I will work on the copy here. It's a little confusing. I will maybe simplify the sentences a little bit better. To an agency doing specific things. In '97, we were Okay, so if you start a sentence, I would definitely start with a capital I here, for example. I'm really, let's say, going into depth now. So this site is really amazing. I'm just like finding little tiny things to pick on. And here the distances between those three, I would maybe put a little bit more distance here. And also you can see, I don't know if I'm correct or not. I hope, or maybe it just looks like that. It kind of looks like as if mobile apps is located a little bit lower than branding. So I would definitely work on this layout here a little bit to kind of create a perfect spacing for those four. All right, cool. Clients, this is always good to show, by the way, guys. If you have some really cool clients you've worked with, show their logo on your site. I have ordered my website 5 years ago with Brainbox Agency. Yeah, we have some feedback here from other people. That's awesome. Cool. I would maybe pick a smaller typeface here and not that bold, and maybe put like a little avatar so it looks like a review kind of thing. So but those are honestly details. I think the typeface is great. This little illustration is great to not show the exact people. Sometimes people don't want to appear on sites, and honestly I don't like it neither. So I think it's cool. I think it works pretty well. So okay, branding motion. Yeah, again, just work a little bit on the layout, work on the copy, but otherwise I think you're good to go. And honestly, I would just hire you guys. Maybe these icons a little bit larger and a little bit separated from the rest. But yeah, Brainbox Agency, claps for you. Awesome site. Felipe is saying Italians speak with their hands, really. Yeah. Va bene. I love Italy. Okay, next one up is Alva Araf from Bangladesh. Cool. And you are a brand graphic design, illustration, UI, visual design. Okay, brand graphic designer maybe, because as you can see, I was reading Alva Araf is a brand graphic design, illustration, and UI visual design. So maybe I would write I'm a brand, and brand design is graphic design. So I have found it always very, very difficult to kind of understand what I'm doing, or what I'm, to specify what I'm doing and to put it into words. So I get it. You want to write everything that you do, but maybe you can concentrate on branding design or branding designer and illustrator and UI and visual designer. I think those categories would work. Graphic design is all of it, honestly. So I would just leave out graphic design. If you're already kind of going into depth and trying to specify what kind of graphic designer you are, then you don't have to write that you're a graphic designer anymore. So I would write branding designer, branding, illustration, UI designer. Yeah, you could do that. All right, so let's take a look at what you have here. Shots. This is a Dribbble.com site. By the way, Dribbble is not a bad platform to get new clients. And I have also got a lot of clients from Behance, which is also a great page to make a portfolio on. The good thing is on Behance and on online portfolios that you can really make case studies. On Dribbble, it's just one visual, and really it's not going too much into depth. So if you want to attract really big clients, I would definitely make real case studies, like let's say starting with logo, typefaces, colors, and so on. So so that it looks more professional and shows that you're not just doing a logo. By the way, guys, don't call yourself logo designers, because I want to make a video on that. But logo designer just creates a logo. But even to create a logo design, you need to understand the brand. So you are a branding designer if you're creating logos. And without research, you don't even start designing. So you do have to do your research anyway, and you do have to understand what the brand is all about. So call yourself a branding designer, and that way you can also attract bigger clients who want to have a whole branding, which includes not only the logo, it includes different variations, applications of the logo, so different lockups for, I don't know, horizontal, vertical, only this, only that, and so on, so that the logo can be used in different situations. And then there's colors, there's typefaces, there's visuals, there's characteristic of the brand, basically like a whole brand guideline that you kind of can offer to your client. And honestly, brand guideline is something that's super normal for me, because I think that when you're creating a brand, you should also provide a brand guideline for future reference for other designers that are going to be creating for the brand, to not mess up the use of the logo, to not mess up the use of the typefaces, and so on. So call yourself not logo designer but branding designer, and provide your clients with a brand guideline that they can reuse. That will also give you bigger clients, more money, and more bigger clients and more money. So yeah, okay, here's my landing page. Natural food inspired by trend. I don't understand this, because inspired by trend is not, I would just leave it out completely. It doesn't make you sound very professional, first of all. And here's my landing page, natural food. Make real sentences. So let's say here is a landing page for natural food dot, it is inspired by something. It is inspired by modern minimalistic design approaches. So something like that, for example. Just try to sound smart and don't start sentences with a lowercase letter. The concept is about the premium restaurant homepage. That doesn't make sense, because what's the concept of this design? The concept of this design is based on a minimalistic approach, concentrating on the image itself, on the food itself, right? So this is the concept, because if you look at this image, you will see that everything else is kind of in the background, but the image, the food itself, sticks out a lot. So the concept of this design is to concentrate on the food itself, and not, everything else is more minimalistic. This is your concept, and the concept is not premium restaurant page. It is targeted towards clients who appreciate high quality of food. That's what you could write, for example, right? Muhammad is saying, I always find difficult to showcase my work on Dribbble. It seems like Instagram, it's good for getting in touch with other designers, but for portfolio, Behance is the best. Muhammad, I agree. And you can either go to behance.net, and also what I wanted to show you guys, what I really like, is making a portfolio here. So this is, let's say, let me sign in real quick here. Okay, so here you can have an Adobe Portfolio, which is a site, a professional site with your name in it, that is created based on the projects that you have on Behance. I don't know if you guys know, but Behance is also part of Adobe. So Adobe is offering this connection to Adobe Portfolio. So now let's take a look at my Adobe Portfolio, and I will show you what I mean. So my site is called masalska.myportfolio.com. It already has my name in it, right? And it's free. So you don't really have to create any website. It creates it automatically for you. And here we have all the projects that you just saw on my Behance. And now I can click in it, and I already have like a case study going on. So it's a continuous project where I give a lot of detail. So those things I really recommend you guys to try out instead of maybe Dribbble or Instagram. But you know what? Dribbble and Instagram can be a good connection to your actual portfolio. So maybe doing both, can also help. All right, Alve, concentrate on your descriptions, sound professional, try to find the right words for your project. Let's take a look at your illustrations. This illustration is really nice, I have to say. You did a really great job. Putting texture here, putting little shadows, and I feel like it's good how you created this this hierarchy of, first you see the humans and this plant that is growing money, And then in the background you see all the other things that are more like lighter blue, and you can see this hierarchy coming up, and it's really easy to read your illustration. So I think you did a really great job here. This is a really great illustration. Here we have an illustration of some like characters, which can be used, let's say, for an agency side to replace actual photos. I think you did a great job here as well. You kept the same kind of style, the same kind of concept. And here we have some more of those. I think that works really well. This illustration is really pretty. I like it. You have a little cutout here at the top, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, it's awesome. And I think once you kind of have a collection of illustrations, you can put them into a Behance project. Let's say work-related illustrations. So this one is certainly work-related. It looks almost like me right now with the coffee and laptop. Maybe I would make the laptop a little bit larger here, just because you want to really concentrate on showing that it's a work situation, right? Or this person working from home, or I don't know, drinking coffee. If this is the name of the illustration. But I would make the laptop a little bit bigger here, and maybe use a brighter color like a white. But otherwise I think it's really nice, and I would put those in the Behance project, honestly, because you have a bunch of work-related illustrations here, and I would just put them in one Behance project and write a nice description. These illustrations are based on the current COVID situation, and we have this person running away from the virus, and we have this whatever. So just make it a really nice project. And I think because those illustrations, they look very cohesive and they look like they belong together, and you are using the same kind of illustration style. It's really great. I love it. And then you have all these other illustrations that you can also put in one project. So these dark blue ones could be one, the illustrations, the work-related illustrations could be one, and then the website, if you have some more projects similar to that, maybe could be one. Or you could also go into depth here and make a little case study about this brand, right? Because it seems like you have created a logo here, you have used some imagery, you have used typefaces, colors. So just make a case study, just show the logo, show the colors, show the typefaces being used, show the different styles here, let's say of the button box, and then we have this these scroll elements here, and those are all kind of branded, right? Because they belong to the site. Okay, cool. Alve, I think you have really great work. Just make it look a little bit more professional, and I'm sure once you kind of have a little bit more into-depth thoughts about your projects, you will attract more clients that think like you or need someone like you. So all right, thanks for submitting it. Hopefully this was helpful. All right, next one up we have Ariel's Graphics, Amanda Rios. I think this is a really good start over here. I'm already impressed. As you can see, when I saw the site at first, I already had a smile on my face. So I'm really happy to see this really cool animation going on here. Let's take a closer look. So here it seems like Ariel's Graphics is a little bit located further at the bottom, so I would definitely try and center it perfectly in the middle of the button. Then what else? Yeah, it seems to work. The colors are amazing. You did a really great job here. Hello there. Amanda Rios is a graphic designer based in New York with a bachelor's degree in design and digital media. She specializes in building strong relationships with clientele through photo retouching, brand identity, and logo design. I think that's a really nice, crisp, short description. The animation is still running, and I'm going to click on view my portfolio. I see you have a lot of links here. You have 6 different links. Hopefully they're arranged in the order you want people to reach out to you. So if you want to reach out people to reach out to you through Twitter first, then put the Twitter thing first, Twitter icon first. If you want them to reach out to you through your LinkedIn, then put the LinkedIn first. So that way you kind of can make sure to control the way they reach out to you. To be honest, my preferred way is when people reach out to me via email or send me a contact request through my Behance or through my online portfolio. And then the next step from that is that I'm arranging a meeting with them, like a video conference, and to understand what they need and so on. And so I'm kind of building this relationship starting from an email and then go into personal contact. So here I would definitely pick a platform that suits best for your needs. Okay, we're clicking on view my portfolio now, and we're going to take a look at all the things that you have created here. I feel like the typeface here could be a little bit larger because it is a little bit hard to read for me. And imagine if you have someone who has not the most perfect vision. You have this beige on. Maybe making it dark green would help. Just because I'm thinking right now, dark green on this beige will give a better contrast than this light brown on beige. So I would definitely think about that. Increase the typeface a little bit, make it a little bit larger. And conceptual brand identity, smart edibles. Okay, let's take a look at smart edibles. Okay, so a pair of logos for cannabis bakery entitled Smart Edibles. These conceptual logo designs were made for a cannabis bakery brand entitled Smart Edibles. The first design was inspired by chemical symbol for cannabis, while the second embodies the combination of molecular symbol and the marijuana leaf. First of all, what I'm noticing here in the layout is that here we have the center line, right? If you go like this is the center line of your layout. And if take a look at your links right here, the links are on the left. They're way more on the left than all the other stuff. So I will make sure that works. And also I would not place the links too far up, too close to the project, because the most important thing right now for me is to understand what this project is all about, right? So I want to be able to read the text perfectly. Right now, these symbols, these icons pop up more than the text that describes your project, which should be the point of attention right now, right? So, and also this typeface, I will make it a bit larger. This one, I would make it better legible, however you can do it. These images, I'll make them bigger. Let's take a look. You can zoom in, that's a good part. Smart edibles. I think you did a good job here. I'm just thinking how you could rearrange the objects and make smart edibles be a little bit more in the foreground, and the symbols that belong to this brand a little bit more in the background. So maybe I would adjust the line art here to be the same thickness as here, and maybe make the cells a little bit smaller. How are you guys doing in the chat? Thanks for joining. Cool. All right. Okay, cool. Arius, Amanda is here. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for joining. That makes so much sense. And Ebna is saying thanks a lot for your valuable review. It's very helpful. And yeah, I'm terrible at writing description. That's why I avoid all the time. Yeah, Ebna, you need to learn it, and just take a look at other projects and use similar words. If you find a illustration project that uses similar style, you can just copy it. It doesn't matter, because the description is a description, and it does not have to do with with the design itself. So just take a look at other designers, how they describe their projects. Especially, you can take a look at the illustration section on Behance. Let me see. So I can show you how to find those things. So here I'm on Behance.net, and here I'm going to take a look at illustration. Let's see, illustration, and then now let's say I'm finding something similar to what you're doing. So let's say characters, right? So this one is featured in Illustrator. These are amazing characters. Here, I also really love this little description here. Who is the artist? What's the text about? Here, and again, guys, so here we have some stories, right? And the stories support the illustration, so that's always really great to look at. Okay. Yeah, here, I don't think here's really a description about the project, but Usually at the top, people have a little like thing where they kind of describe the project. So let's take a look. Maybe there is one here. Oh, here, there we go. I had the great pleasure to design, illustrate with, and new visuals. Hawk is a writer and creative, and So just take a look at those descriptions, and maybe there is something that you can kind of take from there. And I'm sure there's better examples for that, but this is the source of information you can use. And those things, those illustrations are, most of them are featured. If they're featured, if they have those badges, they're most likely really good projects. And this is where I can kind of like base my inspiration from. Okay, all right, so let's go back to Amanda. Okay, cool. And again, as I was saying, so the line art here is very dominant in comparison to the logo itself. So I would make it maybe a little bit thinner, or maybe it's smaller, so that Smart Edibles is the name pops out first. Let's take a look at the next ones. Okay, we have this mockup. I think mockups are always really, really great to kind of being able to imagine how things look. Smart Edibles. That's pretty well legible. And you know what? This could be even an icon that you can use for the brand by itself, standing by itself. Okay. This logo looks interesting. I'm just wondering, have you developed multiple concepts for the same brand, or because they look very different from each other? Let me know. Amanda, if you have created two concepts for this brand. These concepts were made for a cannabis bakery. Wait a second. Embodies the combination of molecular symbol and the marijuana leaf. Okay, so what did they decide for? What did you go for? Because it will be interesting to know the process. Let's say you could show a description. So let's say the client, you will describe the client, who are they working with, what type of clients do they have, and where are they located. Just if it's not a real project, just make something up. And then you could show the variations of logos that you have presented to them, and then the decision they made. Let's say they said, okay, let's go for this logo, but let's change this and this and this because this and this makes more sense. And then I would show the process. If you really want to show this selection process here, then I would definitely kind of like show, okay, so this logo was the one that they picked, and from there we made these and these changes because Smart Edibles needed to stand out a little bit more, and the pattern went a little bit more in the background to be able to concentrate on the name of the brand itself better than the rest, to keep it, you know, more relevant for the eye. Okay, yeah, and I would definitely fill it up more, make larger images to make it like scrollable, so you can scroll down and go through the whole case study. All right, let's go to the first one. Conceptual brand identity, Ariel lavender wine. Okay, I love the texture that you kind of picked here. Ariel lavender wine. It's a really nice typeface. Looks really nice. So far, the gradients are good. I would say they work well. I'm just wondering. Okay, so you just put your name here. It also has a lot of texture, so that when I'm looking at this, it almost looks like a business card. So I'm thinking, right now I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, okay, so this is the business card of Ariel lavender wine. And then it says conceptual brand identity, and then it says your name. So I'm wondering, you know, if it would be better to keep it more simple and to leave out the paper texture, although I really like it. And if you are making business cards like that, I would definitely use it. But here in the beginning, it's a little confusing. I'm thinking of a business card right now, so maybe like to avoid this kind of confusion. Mission statement. Ariel lavender wine is dedicated to the purest quality of wine that transports you to the highest plane of tranquility, delivered with ingenuity, imagination, and creativity. Okay, I think this is a really great description. It's very inspiring. It kind of gives me the understanding what it's all about. I'm wondering what these elements are and where you kind of have them from, why you combine them, and why is this plant looking down and not up? Because usually psychologically it's a little let's say confusing for me, because usually plants when they grow up, and it's a symbol of growth, and while something goes down, it's like oh, it broke off the tree and it's falling down right now, so it doesn't awake the best the most like positive emotions in me. That's why maybe when you're designing something like this, I'm not sure if this is the logo, by the way. Okay, so mood board inspiration. This is really nice. You're using a lot of different colors here, so maybe just keep it a little bit more simple. Maybe just white boxes with black text would make it better, or maybe you can use white boxes with this purple color that they have, because these gradients, they're very colorful and they take I have to admit, they take up a lot of my attention. Kind of like here, I think this could work on all the other artboards as well. If you keep the same typefaces, the same colors, I think this works really well here. This this mood board is really well, I feel like very well legible, very well designed. Colors are really nice, because in this title text here, you're using a large typeface, but you're making it a little bit more subtle, so you're not using this purple intense color, but to achieve a good contrast, you're using this purple in the bottom and the smaller text, which is really, really good. I think this works really well here. Again, this gradient kind of takes a lot away from the typeface, so I would stay away from that. I would just keep the same background over, and I would just repeat it over your case study, maybe using different colors of this paper, so maybe using like white, beige, white, beige, white, beige, or something like that. Or maybe the intro page could be the beige, and then it goes in lighter color, and so on. So just experiment with that. I would stay away from gradients here. Primary typeface, this is really good. I would even try and write the letters, because here you're using for the text to write secondary typeface, you are using actually, I think, this typeface. So why don't you use for Brandon Grotesque for secondary typeface? That would be better, because then you would have one typeface here and one typeface here. So that would be great. And also I would decrease the distance between these lines. So I would bring primary and typeface way closer together. Otherwise, this works great. Bold, italic, and here also between the lines of the letters, I would decrease the distance, just because things that belong together, they need to stay closer, right? Just like family. Let's say this is a little family, and they're together because they're family and they belong together. And this is maybe like a friend, so the family and the friend, they're pretty close together, but they still need to be a little bit more distance than the family itself. Otherwise the friend will be part of the family, but that's a different topic. Okay, here we have the color palette. The gradient, I would definitely try to avoid this condensed like color transformation. So I would maybe make the gradient go from top to bottom, so that there is way more space and the colors have a little bit more space to kind of transition into each other. I think that would definitely help to create a better kind of imagination of the gradient. How are you all doing in the chat? Hopefully you're all excited and the feedback is helpful. Samuel is saying the first one looks like a molecule and the second one looks like an atom. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's probably about the previous project. Cool. All right, let's take a look here further in the project. Okay, again, the gradient, and here we have the logo, finally. Okay, this kind of looks a little bit better, because it does look like it's attached to something, that it's a plant that kind of grows from the top to bottom and then kind of hangs down. So it's still like it's not loose, and that helps a lot. Honestly, you improved so much from here to here. So I think this works really great as a logo. I'm just wondering the gradient inside the logo, if that's the best idea. Usually logos we show in black on white and white on black. So when you're presenting a logo design, show those two, because this is the maximum contrast is black on white and white on black. This is what you want to present to be able to kind of judge the logo. All right, and this is really cool. I'm wondering why exactly you kind of switched from this to this, because it's a completely different concept. Oh, alternate logos. Okay, maybe alternate logos could be you know, using different colors as you do, or maybe coloring the leaves from inside, filling them in with certain color, and that could be an alternative of the logo. This is already kind of way too far from what you did here, so I would try to stick to this concept. Iconography, again, the gradient here is very, very intense, so I would stay away from that. Iconography, maybe I would pick a lighter color for the background, and then this will be like in the beige color, so like soft tones that you are actually using all over here. And I think this works pretty well, except for the different concepts that you have here. And again, the leaf is not attached to the top, so you should decide for one thing and then just stick with it and create variations that don't go too far away from that. Okay, I love the way you kind of created this alternative of either line art or filled, because that can be really helpful to use, let's say, on top of an image, and this can be really useful to make it look more settled. So I think that's great. Okay, I love the little like leaf shadows here. It looks so cool. The mockup is amazing, and the gradients here, they totally work, except for if you're using a gradient in the background, I would stay away from the gradient inside the typeface. If you would just leave Aria white like you did with the rest of the logo, that would work so much better on this gradient background. And this gradient background would actually look really cool then, and Aria will be really easy to read. You know why it's difficult to read? Because here the colors are melting, the colors of Aria logo are melting with the background. That's why it's a little bit difficult to read. All right, let's take a look at the other things here. Okay, product mockup is really beautiful mockup, and the gradient works super well here. Digital system, this is really good. I will make the phone a little bit smaller, and also you have little like imperfections here going on. If you take a look here closer, you will see that it's very pixelated here, and also the phone is not cut out properly. And the shadow kind of underlines it and makes it even more visible, because the shadow is dark and this cutout is white. So maybe just leave out the shadow and put the phone on a white background. And also I would make the phone a little bit smaller, so probably like this size, a little bit smaller, definitely decrease the size maybe by like 15%. Okay, but again here with a gradient, but I love the way you kind of kept the typefaces consistent and you have this logo appearing here and there. Yeah, I think this is a real case study. If you work on this a little bit more, then I think this can be a really good project. All right, Amanda, hopefully this was helpful. Let's take a quick look on your contact me page. And here we have this photo restoration, logo design, and so on. This looks very dominant and it's all over the place, and the typeface is way bigger than contact me. So on this page, if I kind of zoom out, I see all the things that you do, but I don't really notice the rest. The rest is kind of in the background. Here, try to maybe concentrate on this part, because this is the contact me page. So what people are expecting to see is the contact me page and not all the things that you're doing. So maybe I would decrease the opacity of the text and make it way smaller, and maybe even line it up like that kind of. All right, and here again we have this brown typeface on this on the beige background. And again, we have the center line here, and your icons are a little bit on the left side. So, and here I would also leave a little bit more distance between the Fiverr and the Upwork links, and then, you know, you can have alternative links. And also from these, I would take away 3, so I would just keep only 3 links, to be honest. And here you have email contact. So how do you want people to reach out to you? Do you want them to reach out to you through the contact me page or through your email? So make a decision on that. I think for me, the contact me page works super well, and then I'm sharing my email with them later on. So, and also you don't want to have everybody to have your email, because then you'll get ads and all of that stuff. All right, Amanda, great portfolio. Just a little tweaks, and I think you're there. And we have Elizabeth. Let me know how to Elizabeth. Hopefully Elizabeth is right. I'm not sure. Pesina Ortiz. Pesina Ortiz. Okay. All right. Okay, let's take a look. We have a bunch of images here, and we have text. Each project is a chance to improve our world, so in all of them I try to do my best. I really like this photo. It's a really nice photo of you, and the text looks a little bit dreamy, so maybe I would just write something more relevant to the person who is reading it. So let's say maybe I am a graphic designer concentrating on this and this, and I have this much experience, so that the relevant information for the person who is looking through your portfolio is right there. All right, Elizabeth, I'm pronouncing it right. I'm happy. Okay, and here we have Air was the thesis for my industrial design engineering degree made in 2015. It started with the study of all the aspects that affect the feeling of a person when it's flying. It is focused on the emotional and physical ergonomics and the passengers. Okay, let's take a look at this. So this guides us to the project. All right, what's the challenge? I think that's a good start. What's the challenge? Because defining the challenge is everything. Here I would leave less space between the typefaces, and here between the lines, so that they're kind of like closer together, like a family. And here as well, closer together. The purpose of this project is to analyze the main aspects of the design of an airplane's interior, and to propose a redesign to improve their travel experiences for passengers, increasing their sensation of comfort. Honestly, I would add a second typeface to your branding. It seems like this is the branding that you usually, this is the typeface that you're usually using in your branding. So here I would just grab a more simple sans serif typeface to create those text boxes that are supposed to be easy to read. So the caps are fine in this other little bit more experimental typeface, but here I would definitely use a simpler typeface, and I would not write everything in caps, so I would definitely use a regular I don't know, like Avenir Next maybe for this part. And yeah, don't leave too much space between the lines. All right, here. The light, the noise, the colors of the environment affect the way we feel in a place. All those aspects must be taken into account to redesign a space. Okay, that makes sense. Each person is different, so their needs are also different. That's why all of them must be known. Activities, problems, differentiation. Here, this typeface is also not very easy to read. I would pick something more simple. And I'm wondering what exactly. I would definitely leave a little bit more space between those lines, because right now, what happens is, I was telling you about families, right? Right now it looks like this is a big family, and these are 3 single people. Okay, so I want you to create this family, and this family, right? Because those things belong together. You want to read from left to right, and you don't want to read from top to bottom, right? And also these icons at the top, I'm not sure what exactly they say, so maybe just leave them out completely and leave some more space between those lines. So leave some more space here, leave some more space here, right? So just keep the different topics a little bit further apart from each other, connected better to their icons. Knowing the environments, the project focused on the redesign of a seat. Okay, these are really cool 3D models. I would love to know if you made those. Okay, and again, you're using this very experimental typeface everywhere. I would not overuse it. I would definitely select a secondary typeface that's more simple, maybe even a Helvetica or anything that's like more simple and sans serif for sure. Okay. Okay, this is very interesting. Air improves the personal space of every passenger considering each one has specific characteristics. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is nice here. I really love the little text box that you've created. I would maybe use a lighter color gray, and then I would write in this darker color, but I would use a sans serif for this. So yeah, and here again a little bit more space. But otherwise, this project seems to be a product design project. So it seems like you have designed the seat here. And if you have designed the seat, I would love to see bigger, larger images of it. I would love to for us to see those images in the beginning, and then I would love to see more close-ups. So large images where you can see the details. So let's say you can see the screen, you can see this, you can see the table popping up, but really close. And you don't have to show the whole seat while while showing the table. Just show the table like really zoomed in, because here you will see that the table is here, and here you can show, okay, the table is closed, the table is open. This is how it looks. Concentrate on the images. The images are honestly everything. And here again, maybe you can even recreate a situation like in the airplane. So you can put several chairs next to each other, because in the airplane you will never find the chair by itself like that, right? So try to show a little bit more aspects of your design. Try to show it and multiply it next to each other, how that looks, how maybe people sit on it, how they sit, and maybe it reclines, so that you show how they sit and then how it reclines, and so on. Just to work a little bit more on the visuals. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to iChef. iChef, that sounds like food, so I love food. Eating healthy doesn't. Whenever you guys are writing a text, if you're not like 100% sure if you spelled everything correctly, just copy the text and paste it into a grammar correction site. So spell check is always a must. Even if you're designing any kind of editorial work, it's always a must, because once you have made this tiny little mistake, it makes a big difference. So all right, eating healthy doesn't have to be expensive if you know how to do it. Okay, what's the challenge? Target problems. I love that you're very analytical. I think that's really, really helpful. And for me, I remember when I was studying, I did a lot of research and I was really thinking a lot about the branding, but my execution kind of suffered a little bit, because I put so much thought into the research process and to really finding the right words for the necessities, for the needs of the user, that my research was always really great, but then the last part was always like meh. The product was like meh. Concentrate on the mockups, on the visuals of your product. Your product needs to look badass, and even if you don't have that much of research, some people get hired because they just have they've created really nice looking things, So really concentrate on the visuals and concentrate on how you show things. All right, so we have a little like a site or like an app going on here. I'm not sure if this is an iPad or an iPhone, because it's kind of in between. So make sure to use a mockup that shows either an iPhone or a phone or a tablet. So that will be, good. And also there is a ton of mockups, guys, that you can find. Let's say I want to look for free iPhone mockup, and I can show you 1,000 of those right now. Let's say free iPhone mockup. Here, iPhone archives, mockup world. There you already have one. Here, free download. It's free. You can use this image for your site. It's free. You put your app on it, and you download a couple more. There's a bunch. Look, even using that one free, it's free. Just use it and use different colors. Look, there's different arrangements of the phone. You have so many things that you can just download for free on the internet and make your site look really, really amazing. Look, again, this looks really nice, and you can even adjust the color in the background if you open it in Photoshop. So use those things, please. All right, so cool. So main things for you are find a secondary typeface, get rid of these text boxes and caps. Um, check that the distance between the lines is not too large, and make sure that things that are supposed to belong together are read together, because our eye is needs to be, you are a designer, right? So you need to control the flow of the eye of the person viewing your content. And so if you put things closer together, they look like they belong together. If you put them further apart, they look like they don't belong together. So make sure to think about that when you're designing. But I think you're really on a really good way. I really love the analytical part that you have, and definitely keep it up, because I feel like many designers are missing the, you know, the will to research and to understand what it's all about, to understand the people. And you know, honestly, we are designing solutions for people, so it does need to be connected to people. Okay, thank you so much for submitting. Hopefully that was helpful for you. Muhammad is asking, can I send these mockups to client with original files? Yeah, Muhammad, depending on the license, there is some free mockups that you can use even for commercial. So you can even like, let's say I have a portfolio and I'm making money with it, or I'm showing a typeface that I have created that I'm selling. Do you guys want to see my dog? Come here, buddy. Like, this is my pup. Yeah, so you definitely need to make sure that you have the license to use the mockups. But I am so excited to look at this Nina Manso portfolio. This looks really, really cool. I love the colors already. Awesome. Here we have Tulsingo Bakery. Let's take a look at that. And this is by the way Adobe Portfolio. So these are all Behance projects that Nina has. You're welcome, Elizabeth. Hi, MD Attic. Welcome. You are in a good place if you're just learning design. Make sure to check out my my Instagram. It's Julia Masalska on Instagram. All right, my friends, take a look at this. How exciting does this look? Nina, I think you're really, really great. I already love your style, and I love the way you kind of first of all, the layout is really great here, and the colors are amazing. This looks really great. And see how she is showing a product and then a close-up of a product. So just zooming in a little bit, and it's not that difficult, honestly. Again, we have this product, and now we have a close-up of a product. So this is really cool, and love the texture here. It almost looks like it's kind of stamped on. Really, really nice. Love the way you're reusing the different brand elements. Love the typeface, love the colors. And honestly, for a case study, this is already enough. Tocingo brings the wildest array of traditional Mexican flavors to the most diverse neighborhood. And it does look very diverse. I mean, look at this. Look at the colors. Look at this. I don't know what it is actually, but it looks delicious. Sabor con tradición. Yeah, the flavor with tradition. So, really, really cool. El Original Tulsingo Bakery. Really cool. I would definitely go to this bakery. Love the typeface. Again, love the colors. The menu looks really, really cool. How you kind of made the images look cohesive in their colors. Although you've been using photography, I mean, this is really amazing. Okay, Nina, I would say this is a really cool project. I would definitely hire you for my branding if I have something colorful going on. Let's take a look at this Freaky Fish Double IPA. I love IPAs. Freaky Fish Label Design Contest. Submission for Telluride Brewing. Ah, that's cool. That's like right here in Colorado. Canned Freaky Fish Double IPA. A two-headed fish for an IPA that was twice the bite. Yeah, that's awesome. So you've put a thought into it, and double IPA, I mean, it's has to do with double, so it totally makes sense. And I love the way you incorporated their logo that already exists into this packaging. It looks really, really nice. I love the colors here. I love the illustration that you put. And you even kind of took a real eye and put it into your illustration that you have made in vector format. So I think this is a really cool, it's a really cool combination, and you did a really great job. A visualization is also really good. If there was more, I would love to see like the logo by itself maybe, or the colors by themselves, the typeface. If it's the custom typeface, I would definitely mention that, because that would be also valuable to know. It would show that you are able to create a custom typeface. Let's take a look at your work again. Let's take a look at Earthly Quests. All right. Earthly Quest is a New York-based boutique adventure travel company offering life-changing experiences in the Alps and Himalayas. Here we have this thing going on where you kind of separated the lines. Maybe you can just, you know, connect it to have two lines like that, so you don't have this break in the sentence. Love the way you use animation to make your design look more interesting. It's a little too fast maybe, because you're scrolling a lot, and maybe I'll make it a little bit slower so the viewer has the chance to kind of follow with the design and maybe at least read the captions. Okay, looks really nice. It looks very interesting. I love the little illustrations that you made that are looking kind of rough and unfinished, but also you have this more finished part inside that kind of shows the different routes of these adventures, I would say. Cool. Yeah, this is nice. And here we have a flight showing and a little zoom in. I think this is a great project. I would love to know more about what the challenge was, and maybe a little bit more information about the project itself. All right, the Lemon Ice King, and we have some animation going on again. I love your style. I mean, this is just really, really amazing, and this is really cool. Maybe if you all other guys can look at this. So here we have the title of the text, right? So we're reading this first, and then we're kind of jumping into the text. So here I really like how you kind of picked this character style. It's not, you know, too far apart. It's perfectly formatted to be able to read it easily. And here you kind of still, oh, okay, it's a typeface. That's cool. Here you still have this style kind of that you're using in the design. So this is really awesome. Great mock-up. Can't say anything. Love the design here. It's really like old school ice cream shop. You know, very stylized. I guess this is the before and after, or I'm not sure what exactly. Or maybe these are just the different tastes that they have, and this is the price table. Good mock-ups, love it. I feel like this Sharpie, maybe you could avoid it. Maybe you could just like take it out because it's a little bit out of perspective, I would say. But yeah, I would just leave it out, honestly. But I get it. You wanted to show here that you can just write the names of the different different types of ice cream on it. I like it, but here we also have a very strong shadow going on. So maybe you can just, I don't know, maybe you can write something. Maybe you can use like something that looks like you've written with a Sharpie, saying names can be written on the stickers or blah blah or something like that. Or maybe like just pick a better photo of the Sharpie and decrease the shadows here for sure. Because here you can see there are very smooth shadows, and here the shadow is really, really dark, really hard. This is a really cool mock-up. I love it. Fruit cocktail. Yay! Ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream? Lovely mock-up of the t-shirt as well. I think this is a great project. Honestly, Nina, you're totally on a good way. You have really good descriptions, and I will totally hire you if I have some colorful work to do. And I think these last two projects, I would love to know if they're real or if they're passion projects, because if their passion project, I mean, this one was, I think, a competition, but I would love to know if this is a real one. Because passion projects really can help you guys to attract the clients that you want to attract. So if you're so passionate about, you know, colorful design. Oh, I think this one was a competition, right? So if you're passionate about colorful design, about using experimental typefaces, just make a couple, you know, projects that will attract the right clients for you, for your style. All right, Nina, hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, and we're done for today, my friends. So thanks so much for submitting all of your portfolios. Hopefully this was helpful. And welcome MD Atik again. Muhammad is saying cute puppy, thank you. She's running around, she's a little nervous now. MD Atik, if you want your portfolio reviewed, please reach out to me. Let me show that again to you guys. So please reach out to me right here. Is it gonna pop up? Let's see. Okay, let me go back to work screen and now back to close up. So here is my name that's supposed to, yeah, there we go. And this is my Instagram link also. So if you want your portfolio reviewed, just shoot me a link of your portfolio in my DMs and I will review your portfolio. And I'm doing this every single Friday, so make sure to put in your portfolio and let me know in the comments what you guys think about those projects that we saw today, and let me know your thoughts about, you know, creating a portfolio. Also, I would love to know the amount of portfolios you have created in your lifetime, because I think I probably created like 20 different portfolios. My style always changed since over 5 years, and it's been such a journey from portfolio to portfolio. But so far I found that Behance Portfolio and Adobe Portfolio are a great combination, because I'm just putting up my Behance projects and then I'm just putting them up on my portfolio. It makes it easy to update, to keep it updated. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining. Lots of love, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye bye.